The universe, well, definitely has a sense of humor. It was supposed to be a walk in the park for Messi and company. It was supposed to be the perfect start for Messi and the Argentinian fans, but instead it was the Saudi Arabian players who turned up. It is Saudi Arabia's third ever win in a World Cup. The players brought the challenge to the world number 3 and secured a famous win. And why these reactions are important and why it is coming out in a manner that it has, it's also because there is a massive difference in the quality of the squads. But again, it was the Saudis who showed more hunger, desire, determination to upset not just the Argentinian fans, but all Messi fans around the world. And Lionel Messi has reacted to Argentina's shock defeat. He has said that there is no excuse for this loss, that the team messed up. They lost in the 5 minutes of the second half. And to all the fans, to all the Argentinian fans, he has mentioned and he has asked to have faith in them and that the Argentinian team will not leave them stranded. And Argentina have not lost a World Cup match in which they have scored first since 1958 till today. They arrived in Qatar on a 36-match unbeaten streak, just one shy of matching Italy's record. Now, the pressure now mounts on the South American side as the remaining games against Poland and Mexico becomes a must-win. When you look at these stats, Argentina, when you look at these stats, the Argentina had 69% possession, whereas Saudi Arabia had only 30% possession. When you look at the shots on target, Argentina had 6 shots on target, and you can see that Saudi Arabia had only 2 shots on target. The total number of passes that the team managed to have was Argentina had 595 passes, and Saudi Arabia could only manage 264. But this does not tell you the story that actually happened. And a lot of credit goes to the 54-year-old Hervé Renard, the Saudi Arabian coach. Remember, he won the AFCON tournament in 2012. In 2015, he qualified Morocco to the World Cup for the first time since 1998 in 2018. And he has stunned Messi's Argentina in the World Cup opener with Saudi Arabia today. We are also joined by Argentinian freelance football journalist Martin Mazur. He has been featured in publications like La Gazzetta and Dello Sport. Martin, I genuinely hope that we would be having a chat about Argentina getting off to a flying start in the World Cup, but instead we are all stunned like everyone else. How big an upset this match is for Argentina?
Well, reality bites. Unfortunately, that's how it was. It was, I would say, probably one of the most shocking results ever for Argentina, because if you take into account Argentina lost to Cameroon in 1990, the opening of the World Cup in 1990. And that was probably one of the most embarrassing results ever. But compared to this, considering that Argentina were leading 1-0 after halftime, it's unbelievable how it was like watching a house of cards falling down without an answer, really. I think the main difference was in the spirit of the Saudi players, because when they were easily beaten in the first half, they still didn't surrender, and Argentina seemed to be very, very complacent when they were leading, and suddenly receiving 2 goals, and they didn't know how to react, and they didn't know how to react also because they don't know what it feels to be losing. The last time they were losing one game was 2 years ago. So they were very confident. I wouldn't say overconfident, but they were confident enough in their own history. And the history is that they hadn't lost a game in the last 13 36. Sorry. So yeah, I think that was also part of the story. The beautiful tale is that you cannot get overconfident in a World Cup, even with 15 shots and the other team only 2 shots. But yeah, the 2 shots were goals, and they won. They won fairly.
You're absolutely right when you're mentioning when you mention that you cannot get overconfident in a tournament like the World Cup. We saw what happened in the first half. We saw how Argentina were on top of their game, creating chances. There were 3 disallowed goals because of offside. Do you think Argentina should have finished the game in the first half rather than leaving it late in the second half, where they were literally just chasing the match throughout?
Well, technically, I mean, Argentina scored 4 goals, and then of course 3 were disallowed. But I think they had they really had the game there. You know, it's like they were trying to score and they scored, and then yeah, we can have the argument about is it now the shoulder good enough to be disallowing a goal like Lautaro Martinez? Well, it was. So there is no complaints about
There's
that,
always going to be ifs and buts, and there's always going to be a very thin margin of error. But the only good thing that happened in this very match is that Messi scored. So that is a plus for you.
Well, it's I mean, when he was there, actually we have also to admit that it wasn't a penalty. I mean, come on, it was a minimal contact yesterday with Maguire in England. It was a much clearer penalty that he didn't receive. But anyway,
I like how you're not showing any mercy to the Argentinian team today.
No, because I mean, it's football. It's what should you do? To complain about the disallowed goals? Yes, maybe the shoulder, but it's the new game. So yeah, there is nothing else you can do. With the VAR for the penalties, it's a little bit more dubious, you know, because yesterday I think that England deserved a penalty, and then they received a penalty against that. It was less of a penalty than the one that but anyway, going back to Messi and your question, well, Messi couldn't score from the penalty spots against Iceland in the opener of Russia 2018. So it was important for us also, for Argentina to know that it wouldn't be the case here again. But then again, you know, everything changed after halftime, and we are still shocked because no one could have guessed that this game could finish in such a terrible mess for Argentina. Because that's the word. That's the word. It's a mess now, because we need to grab our calculators and start anticipating results. What's best for us? Argentina, now they have to face Mexico. Right. Mexico is like a derby game for us, because it's always the game of the round of 16, you know, right. and we have a lot of memories about even going to extra time. It's a very hard fought game usually, and now even with an Argentinian manager in Mexico, it will be like an elimination game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Martin Mazzoul, thank you very much for joining us. I hope Argentina bounces back and gets back to winning ways. I hope it qualifies for the knockout rounds, because that is what we all want to see as football fans. Messi playing the tournament, going the distance, winning the World Cup, hopefully. So thank you very much for joining us.